Welcome back to Multiversal Studios. Now, if you've been a repeat viewer of this channel, you'll probably have seen that we've covered a few different Yu-Gi-Oh protagonists. From characters like Seto Kaiba, Joey Wheeler, My Valentine, and even senior citizens like Grandpa Muto. But now it's time to change all that. It's time to enter a new world, the world of GX. What if Chazz Princeton was the protagonist instead of Jaden? Before we dive into this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to Queen Crest for recommending this video. So if you want to be responsible for my next video, go join my Discord server or simply leave a comment down below and let me know what you want to see next, because I'll always add it to the list.
Oh, don't forget to subscribe, you slackers!
But anyway, back to the video. Chazz Princeton, the rich, snobby Obelisk Blue student we've all come to know and love.
These kids don't know what they're getting into, but they'll learn. The hard way. The Chazz Princeton way.
But have you ever wondered how Chazz became an Obelisk Blue student in the first place? Well, he actually attended Duelist Prep School for 3 years, in which Chazz was actually the head of his class. So from the very first time we see Chazz, he's already enrolled and sat with a bunch of Obelisk Blue students. And even amongst them, he was well respected as the best. Well, one of the best. However, what if Chazz never attended a private dueling school and wasn't already enrolled at the Duelist Academy? So like every other new student, Chazz had to take part in the Duelist exams. Now Chazz being the youngest of the Princeton brothers, Slade and Jagger, he grew up in a very wealthy family, with Slade being the head of the political world and Jagger being the head of the financial one. Chazz grew up pretty spoiled, always receiving everything he had ever wanted, with the understanding that he would one day take over and become the top of the dueling world.
Now it's your turn, bro. To conquer the world of duel monsters, to be the best, and to not give up.
With Chazz believing that the world revolved around him from a very early age, he casually walked over to the Duelist exam site, believing there was no way the exam would finish without him being there. This was the exact moment Chazz bumps into someone on his way, which made Chazz drop his deck on the floor, revealing his Chthonian warrior deck. As Chazz goes up to pick up his cards, he turns around to see
Seto Kaiba!
Huh, that's a nice deck, for a fourth-rate duelist, that is. Here, take this! Ha! Something tells me that it belongs with you.
Chazz, completely shocked, accepted the card. Now, let me know in the comments down below what card you think Seto Kaiba gave to Chazz. Chazz finally made it to the Duelist Academy entrance exam. However, by the time he got there, it was already over.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but one last applicant has arrived to take his exam, Mr. Crowler.
Did you just call me mister?
Oh, sorry, I'm new here, Mrs.
I have a PhD in dueling. I've earned the title doctor, thank you. Now, tell the truant that he'll just have to come back next year.
But Chazz wasn't having any of it, and he challenged Dr. Crowler to a duel for a spot in Duelist Academy. And Chazz used his vast family connections in order to get this duel. Dr. Crowler reluctantly accepted and decided to use his own deck against Chazz. Chazz held his own with his Chthonian soldiers. However, they were no match for the ancient gear golem, and with one attack, Chazz was defeated.
Golem attack! Mechanized melee!
Chazz became the laughingstock of the entire stadium. Embarrassed and humiliated, Chazz ran from the exam. For the first time in his life, he knew what it felt like to be a loser. He received a call from his brothers who were furious. Chazz was disowned from the Princeton name. He had lost everything and hit rock bottom. Chazz decides to steal his family boat and sail away, unsure of what to do next. Pretty soon though, Chazz runs out of food and water and ends up in the middle of nowhere, where he accidentally slips and falls into the water. His dueling deck gets washed away forever. He is then saved by a mysterious figure who tells him that he arrived at North Academy, the dueling school which rivals Duelist Academy. The hooded man tells Chazz that he needs to collect 40 cards around the snowy blizzard before entering the academy. Chazz, wanting a fresh start, agrees and searches until he gets 40 cards, including Ujama Yellow.
You can't keep me away! We're pals,
are not.
However, once reaching the academy, he stumbles across an old man, a duelist, who only managed to collect 39 cards. Chazz, now understanding how it feels to be down, gives him 1 card out of pity, leaving Chazz now with 39 cards, unable to enter the academy. Then he remembered the cards Seto Kaiba had given him, which he had put in his coat pocket, which gave him a total of 40 cards. Once inside, Chazz blows through North Academy, destroying every duelist who came in his way. He soon beat all 50 and became the head of North Academy, and was awarded the sacred Armed Dragon deck. He asked Chazz if he would like to be the North Academy duel representative against Duelist Academy. Chazz was waiting for a moment like this to get revenge on the school that embarrassed him. However, Chazz was told that before he was ready to be chosen, he would still need to prove himself in one last duel against the current representative, Jesse Anderson.
Jesse Anderson? No way! He's the kid with the Crystal Beast deck!
Jesse was a very unique duelist with his rare Crystal Beast deck. Jesse's dueling ability was incredibly high, and he dominated for most of the duel. Even Chazz's new Armed Dragon cards were no match for his Crystal Beasts. Chazz was down once again, but he promised himself he would never be a loser again.
Come on! Show them that Chazz Princeton is no slacker!
With no cards on board and no cards in his hand, Chazz drew his final card. It was the card Seto Kaiba had given him. Armed Dragon, level 10, white. Trust Kaiba to give Chazz a white dragon. By banishing his Armed Dragon cards from the graveyard, he was able to summon it and was prepared to end the duel. However, Jesse threatened to summon the Rainbow Dragon.
All 7 Crystal Beasts are here, which means there's only one thing left to do. I play Rainbow Dragon! You'll never survive! Just kidding. Nice duel!
But since Jesse didn't actually own the Rainbow Dragon, the duel was over and Chazz was victorious. Jesse and Chazz became quite close in the following months. Well, in reality, it was kind of a one-sided friendship, with Jesse pestering Chazz every day to duel, like somebody else we used to know. The time finally came for Chazz to face Duelist Academy.
Duel Academy is toast!
What we didn't know was in Duelist Academy, Zane and Bastion were dueling to see who would be the representative for Duelist Academy. You see, originally, Zane vouched for Jaden to be the representative for Duelist Academy. However, no longer being the protagonist, Bastion was the top duelist from the first year students. But after Zane destroyed Bastion in a duel, Zane didn't see the same spark he once saw in Jaden and decided he would be the one to be the representative for Duelist Academy. The day finally came for Chazz to face Zane. However, when Chazz arrived at Duelist Academy, he realised his brothers had found out about the duel and organised to have this duel go public for the entire world, without asking Chazz's permission. According to them, this was Chazz's last chance at redemption for the Princeton brothers.
Did you really think you could get away from your duties? Get away from us by dropping out of Duel Academy?
They even offered Chazz a briefcase full of rare cards, which he refused as he wanted nothing to do with them. However, Chazz wasn't stupid. He knew who he was up against: Zane Truesdale, the best duelist at Duelist Academy. The last time he had seen Zane was at the duelist exam, where Zane had seen him lose. Chazz was troubled by the duel and went for a walk to clear his mind. However, like always, he can't get a moment of peace with Ojama Yellow always bothering him. But this time he heard 2 other voices calling to him. The source of these voices led him to a well, where he came across Ojama Green and Black.
Black? Green? Is that you?
Our lost brother, Ojama Yellow! Welcome back!
This was the last thing he needed, but he reluctantly added them to his deck, completing the Ojama trio. The duel between Zane and Chazz was about to start. It was Cyber Dragon versus Armed Dragons and Ojamas. Zane was probably the toughest duelist he had ever faced. Every move he made was countered. Zane's Cyber End Dragon tore through the Armed Dragon level 10 white, which was his ace card. So Chazz had no choice but to rely on the Ojamas, which he fused to create Ojama King. With Ojama King, Chazz managed to end the duel in a draw. It was clear Chazz wasn't the same duelist he was when he first arrived here. Zane was impressed and told Chazz that he belonged here at Duelist Academy. He saw something in Chazz he once saw in Jaden. However, at that exact moment, Slade and Jagger arrived to tell Chazz what a disappointment he was.
Don't deny it! You have always been the slacker of this family!
A draw wasn't good enough for the Princeton brothers. However, the two people to step up and have Chazz's back was Zane Truesdale and, unexpectedly, an obelisk blue girl called Alexis Rhodes. And it wasn't soon until the entire crowd was chanting, Chazz declared he would be staying at Duelist Academy. However, Crowler remembered Chazz from the Duelist exam and interrupted, reminding Chazz he would have to start as a Slifer slacker. Chazz disagreed, since he wanted to go to Obelisk Blue and be closer to Zane and Alexis, especially Alexis. So he challenged Crowler to a rematch. The winner would decide which dorm he's in. However, this time it didn't go the same way as the entrance exam. Chazz mopped the floor with Crowler, securing his place at Obelisk Blue, where he belongs. Let me know in the comments down below if you enjoyed that video. Thanks for watching, until next time.